with struggles in life, you just got to realize that it's just a moment where God just needs to build you into the person He needs you to be. Because He'll never put you in something that you can't handle.
Tribal trails, tribal trails. We lead to life.
Hello, welcome to Tribal Trails. Today we're in Calgary, Alberta, visiting with Kenon Rose.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, tell me about where you go to church here, how you got involved.
Well, I got involved here, let's say 2 years ago now. I lived in Calgary for about 11 years now, but I've been going to another church up on the north end for majority of the time of my stay in Calgary, but I found this church just because it was nearby, and it was always by Deerfoot, so I was like, I should go to that church, just because when I was in Edmonton for a little bit, I went to pre-apprenticeship school, and I was like kind of in my faith and kind of not, and I was like still debating it a little bit, so I took one of my classmates back to his place, and I saw a church, and I was like, I want to get back into church. And that was the first time I walked back into church.
Okay, so let me just go back to, so where are you from?
I'm from Alberta, just born and raised. I've been here my whole life. But Edmonton was where I was born, and then here for 10 years.
Okay, what about, how was your growing up, how was that like?
It was good for the most part. Like, I thought it was a normal childhood for the most part. My mom always had her own place, house. She took care of me pretty well, and I thought it was all normal, but yeah, it was good.
So are you a particular, where are you from reserve-wise?
I always thought it was nice to go to the reserve because the dogs would always be there, the freedom, the sense of just peace about it, just the land and just rolling hills and everything.
So which community do you come from, which reserve?
Saddle Lake.
Okay, Saddle Lake, Alberta.
Yes.
So have you been there?
Yes, quite a few times. I lived there for a little bit too when I was working right after high school, and then just visiting.
What did you do over there?
Saddle Lake housing. So I was just everything to do with a house.
Okay, so just a carpenter.
Yeah.
So after high school, were you involved in sports or?
I tried to, but I got a concussion a few times in high school. One in football, one in just playing hockey in gym class.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So you played football in high school and?
I tried to.
Okay.
But I lost too much weight in grade 9 because I was an overweight kid. And then when I got into football, I was like 160. And being a light kid in football, that doesn't play out too well.
Oh, okay. So how did you get to know or hear about Jesus Christ?
My mom, just Sunday school. She raised me in the church, and that was the best choice that she made for me, because it was really amazing to just be around the community of the church and just having friends and being friends with the pastor's son. He made a big impact in my life with how he was serving God, and just was a good role model at the early stages of my life.
Oh. So that was in Edmonton?
Yes.
Oh.
Victory Christian Center.
Oh. So I guess you got involved with the church atmosphere there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes. Is there youth groups that you guys went to, or?
Well, I didn't go too much to the youth groups there, just because by grade 3, we came to Calgary.
Oh, okay. So you're just, okay.
I was very young.
Oh, yeah. So what happened in Calgary when you were here? Did you guys go to a different church, or?
My mom, she prayed about it, and she just waited and waited until she found this pastor who spoke the word as it should be, and that she was also looking for this church name, Calgary Community of Faith. And I wasn't the church at the time, but when we went to go see that one pastor at this church, he wasn't there anymore. And it turns out that he actually founded that church, Calgary Community of Faith. And it was really cool because I was there for about 10 years and got right into doing cameras pretty early, waking up at, I believe it was around 5:30 a.m. just to go to the church, set up, because you had to take everything out of the basement to set up.
Yeah.
And did that for quite some time. Eventually I got to become the person who set up cameras by myself at around 15. I was doing it by myself. But yeah, it was really nice to just be in that space in that small church as well. You get to know everyone.
Wow, so you had some opportunity as you're growing up to do some work within the church.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great. Had a purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy who trained me, he was a pretty good guy. He also liked football, so when I was told him I was trying for football, he was like, yes, let's go, and just really happy about it and just telling me the little things about it, because he actually used to play football as well.
Oh, it's good to have good role models.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, especially the ones that know how to really teach you, guide you. Yeah, that's good. Glad you had a good role model.
Yeah, me too. Especially with not having a dad, it's amazing to have people like that.
Join together in following my example, brothers and sisters, and just as you have us as a model, keep your eyes on those who live as we do.
So, how did you come to know Jesus Christ completely when you gave yourself over to Him?
I came to know him through the trials, the little things that helped me grow, because I definitely started to learn more of his character, just with reading the book of Psalms and just how to pray and how to talk to him. Because when I was in Fort Mac just doing camp work, it's quite difficult knowing that the guys around you are living in sin and that they pretty much become your family because you're there for 2 weeks out of the 3. So it was tough, but reading the book of Psalms and just learning how he comforts you and is willing to be there every step of the way. Even when you can't walk, he'll walk for you.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight.
So, when did you go to Fort Mac?
I went to Fort Mac right after my pre-apprenticeship with Tradewinds.
Okay, so
They got me that job.
Okay, so after high school you went for training?
Yeah. So I bounced around between Saddle Lake and staying home. I worked with a framing company, and then I worked back in Saddle Lake for a little bit. Then I did Tradewinds. And then that was a course between November to March. And by around March and April, I got a job with Ledcor up in Fort Mac.
Oh, okay. So how long did you stay in Fort Mac with that job going back and forth?
From April all the way to late September, early October, because that's when I went back to school for first year.
Oh, okay. So what did you take at school?
It was the first year carpentry course
Oh, so where did you take that?
at SAIT.
So it's like a college?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
post-secondary. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So so you left the Fort Mac.
hmm
So what happened after that?
I didn't want to go back to be going to that same environment, but uh, because I knew carpentry from a young age was going to be my go-to career, I've been praying for a job like within custom homes, and right after that, it was a few months of just, or a month or two of just waiting and just trying to find work. But when I finally did find the job, it was with a custom home builder, and it was an answered prayer because I now have a really good role model in it. He also goes to church, and he's very good at with his theological, and he's very passionate. He's just the guy I want to be like someday.
Wow. Another role model. I'm glad that God has been with you.
Yes.
You know, just guiding you along and bringing the men that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So you're in Calgary, and now that you're here, so tell me about your life here.
It's pretty good. I'd say got a girlfriend. She's Latina. She absolutely has a fiery passion for God and serving, and she's really good with kids. And yeah, she just has a servant heart, and I love it because I have that serving passion as well. And also started a company. It's going to be within carpentry as well, and being a sub-tradesman.
I guess you're pretty involved with this church here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm planning on serving with the youth, just trying to time it out with finding time with the company and just trying to find the whole balance with all of that.
So have you been involved with any missions or, like within the church? Or?
I am planning to do that, especially with Colombia, and just doing something along with building homes for those in need.
Wow. So you said you're starting a company, or is that?
Yes. I just started the company. I'm trying to figure out all the little things about it, but I think I just need to get off my butt and just get going.
Oh, okay. Do you have any verses that that sticks to you?
Romans, I believe it's 5. It's to rejoice in suffering, because suffering produces endurance. Endurance produces character, and character produces hope. And with struggles in life, you just got to realize that it's just a moment where God just needs to build you into the person He needs you to be. Because He'll never put you in something that you can't handle. And that by the end of it, you'll be someone who could shine His light and be that role model that someone needs.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you here, sharing your life.
Yeah, thank you.
It is very encouraging to listen to Kenon's story. He is so ambitious with starting his own business and wanting to do some mission work in helping others very practically with his skills. But most of all, I enjoy hearing how God always put mature Christians in his path, who became a role model for him to grow spiritually. It is so important to find mature Christians so we can learn, and that we ourselves are role models to other believers. But ultimately, it is Jesus Christ who we are to follow. Jesus talks in John chapter 10 about being the good shepherd who lays down his life for the sheep. Then he goes on in John chapter 10, verse 27 and 28. He says, "My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one will snatch them out of my hand." So, do you know where you will go when you die? Be sure to get an answer for this question, as it is the most important question to answer in your life. You can get assurance about it today. Jesus Christ wants to become your good shepherd.